What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Mets Central, and today we're going to recap the recent 2 games that the Mets have played. Like I've been saying before, I apologize that I've been inconsistent with the channel. I've been watching a lot of playoff hockey, basketball, all of that, so the Mets have been on the back burner, but today I got to watch what a disgrace of baseball displayed by the Mets as of recently. Just disgraceful that we're here again, below or at 500, I should say. For all we know, below 500 by tomorrow. And it's just disgraceful with the way that they've been playing baseball lately. You all of a sudden go on a hot run after a terrible 0-5 start. And then this is the crap that you're going to pull against teams like the Cardinals. What are we doing here? Francisco Lindor needs to get his head out of his ass. That's the first and foremost thing here. And I don't know what to even say about that anymore. Nimmo, was nice to see him starting to hit this series, but he's going to have to be more consistent throughout the rest of the way, which again, I'm not going to get on Nimmo because at least he's shown up the past few games. And then JD Martinez is here. That's great that he was good in the first game. Pretty much gave the only offense in that game. This game, swinging at some garbage pitches, which is part of the JD Martinez experience. But this is the Mets experience to begin with this year. And this is what I expected going into the year, is the Jekyll and Hyde, where there was never going to be consistency with this group. There's no such thing as it. And we're at the point, though, where how much longer of a leash is Adrian Hauser going to have? I blanked on who it was for a second. How much longer of a leash is this guy going to have? Because I am so sick and tired of watching him go out there every 5th day getting torched. You get torched by the Dodgers. All right, the Dodgers, you're a professional pitcher. You should be able to, keep it somewhat close. But I can give you a pass because it's the Dodgers. The St. Louis Cardinals, he single-handedly lost him this game. There's just no way around it. Just no way around it at all. Before we jump into everything, though, leave a like if you do enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Met fans, and turn on your notifications so you know upload or go live on the channel. But just annoying because they did something that I asked for them to do all the time. And that is to capitalize, specifically with today, capitalize on other teams' mistakes. Tyrell Taylor gets on with an error, a rare error from Nolan Arenado. Beatty gets on with a walk. Narvaez strikes out, which this is even more annoying because, oh my God, how much are we going to have to deal with the crap of Narvaez? And I shouldn't ask how much. It was more of a rhetorical question because I know Alvarez is going to be back for a bit, but oh my God, is it infuriating to watch him and then Tomas Nido be up with the club, who went 2 for 3, surprisingly, last game. But regardless, this is going to be sickening. It's going to be vomit-worthy watching those two behind the plate. You get the Pete Alonso home run. He gets his 200th. You punch the Cardinals in the throat, or in the mouth, I should say, for making mistakes. And you capitalize on a few mistakes there from Sonny Gray, who has been, quite frankly, one of the best pitchers in baseball. The only thing going for me with this is that I have him in fantasy, and he still put together a good stat line. But they had chances a lot in this game, and they go 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Not getting timely hits, double plays, going down in order. And then you had the typical Mets tease at the end, right, where you get 2 guys on, and then, well, it doesn't matter. And then you got the bases loaded even at one point with 2 outs. And you think maybe, but Francisco Lindor is not swinging the damn stick well at all. So that's really all it is for you there. And in general, 4 strikeouts for him today. 4 strikeouts. Come on. Don't think I'm giving McNeil a pass too. All right? 0 for 8. This series so far, 0 for 8. I don't think I can really pluck together a positive take here from this series so far, to be honest with you, outside of the fact that Nimmo's been the only consistent hitter. But this is just what it feels like so far. The Mets in the top of their order. One guy gets hot, the rest of them are cold. The first week or two, Alonso is hot, cools off, then it's Nimmo for a couple games, cools off, then it's Lindor for a couple games, cools off, back to Alonso for a bit, cools off, then it's back to Nimmo for a bit right now. That's going to cool off, and that's just the way that's been with the top of the lineup. It feels like there is just never a cohesive effort with this baseball team, it feels like. And then going back to game one in general, it sucks too even more that the pitching did a pretty good job. Jose Butto didn't give a typical Jose Butto-esque start there. He had a couple home runs he allowed there, which is unfortunate, but he still put together a respectable stat line to keep you in the ball game. And the only guy that was really hitting that day was JD Martinez. He had the 2 strikeouts, but he had the double off of the wall there. He had a nice little single, which was nice to see in his Mets debut. Marte right now, unfortunately as well. Condolences to him, and I hope everything's okay, because he went on, forgot the name of it, but he went on the something, whatever it is, for personal matters, which is usually something related to, unfortunately, something happening with his family. So I hope everything's okay there with Marte on that front, but hard right turn there. You're not getting any production from the bottom of the lineup either lately. Like, it's just unfortunate. Brett Beatty's tailed off after the hot start, and it looked like he was turning a corner. He's cooled off. It was nice to see Vientos get a hit today. Nice to see him up with the club right now. Should have been here over guys like Zach Short to begin with, and should be here over guys like Joey Wendell. But regardless, you're not getting production from the bottom of the lineup. The top of the lineup is streaky. It's just not a recipe. It's a 500 ball club recipe. What do you want me to say? Because the bullpen's been nails. Sean Reed-Foley gave you a good outing. Lopez gave you a great inning and 2/3 there. Hell, even Josh Walker's giving you respectable outs right now. I'm watching Nunez give you respectable innings. You're getting respectable, and you're getting outs from Nunez. Diekman didn't look great today, but the rest of the bullpen has been great this series, and that's been the story. Adrian Hauser being this bad is what kept them out of the game today, and then last game, 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Yet again, no timely hitting, and yet again, just no depth in the offense. The only guy that hit in the bottom of the order was Tomas Nino, who had a freaking opposite field home run, of all people. It's truly sad and pathetic how up and down it is, though, right? It really is, and it's going to drive us up the wall this season. But this is just what a 500 ball club is. It just is. But I'll tell you right now, Adrian Hauser cannot be on this roster. He can't. It's time to call up Christian Scott. This isn't previous years in the past where you got your Corey Oswalt, where you got your, I'm trying to think of other just bums that they've had come up and just be spot starters and just plug for your Wilmer Fonts of the world. No. You have guys like Joey Lucchesi. You have guys like Christian Scott, who's the best prospect, arguably the best pitcher for the Mets in the organization right now, outside of Kodai Senga, who's hurt. So, it's time. It's time at this point. Give Hauser a chance maybe in the bullpen to see if things work out there, because he's done it in the past, but it's time to call up somebody else to start some games for this team. Because I've had it with Adrian Hauser. I'm sorry, but I know it's April. I know that it's hard to say I should give up on a guy this early on in the season that has made, 4 or 5 starts? But outside of the first start was it, there has just been nothing respectable from Adrian Hauser. Yeah, the first start, you get 5 in Atlanta, 2 earned run ball in Pittsburgh, but don't let that fool you. He allowed 5 walks in that game and still looked piss poor. Still not terrible, though. At least he kept you in the game, right? Got out of jams. LA was a disgrace with the 8 runs, and then we get to St. Louis today, which was 6 runs allowed. Just gross. Just completely gross. And I don't know what to say. I really don't. I'm at the point where I'm on my hands and knees for DJ Stewart to be getting more ABs. because Bader had a hot stretch. He's going to cool off. That was just inevitable. Taylor's been fine, but the thing that's really annoying is that Beatty has been cooling off this much, and that's what worries me right now. Is a guy like Beatty cooling off. The catcher position, it's going to be a shit show until Alvarez is back. It's just that simple. I don't know. I really don't know what else to say other than they got to get a win tomorrow. Like, you got to be able to stay above 500 and salvage the fact that you've now lost 2 consecutive series, especially against teams that you should have beat. Both of these teams, especially the Cardinals. Like, this is gross that you're losing to the Cardinals, especially because of the fact that both games were very winnable. That's what's even more infuriating. And it's even more infuriating because you watch them beat the Dodgers, sweep the Pirates, beat the Royals, even beat the Braves, and you're like, they're going to turn a corner here now. But this is just the nature of it. This is what a 500 ball club looks like. This is what we're going to get. And that's the unfortunate part. That's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you did enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're a Mets fan. Turn on your notifications so you know I upload or go live on the channel next. And I'll see you guys in the next one.